Hi everyone, this is Palladian Star Healer and welcome to Introduction to Kundalini Yoga Part 2. Okay, so before I begin, there's just a few things I want to cover. Okay, so most specifically, teeth. I do find in my personal Kundalini journey, teeth have played a very important part of my life in health and just overall like weight loss. So one of the teas that I really enjoyed was the Himalayan chai tea. That one is fantastic. I recommend either to drink before you practice and then after you practice, or you can even drink some while you're practicing. Like, so instead of water, you can drink that tea, because while you're burning and boosting your metabolism inside, the tea contributes to that rise, that increase of your metabolism. Okay, so I don't have the Himalayan chai, but I do have matcha. So for some of you, I don't know if you guys love matcha, but I do. Okay, and here in the US, at least for what I've seen, like, it's really hard to find matcha. At least that I can say, like, it's really good quality. So I bought this matcha from Sipology, and it's like really good. It tastes like with that kind of seaweed, earthy taste, the way matcha is supposed to taste. I saw that they also they have it where it comes like somewhat sweet and somewhat like without being unsweetened. And also, like, the person that helped me pick this tea, she's like really super informative. I mean, I swear I would say like she was like a tea doctor. I mean, she understood like the ins and outs of like different variety of tea and matcha, telling being able to share the information of what's it good for, and it has a lot of antioxidants, a lot of vitamins. It's great for the hair, skin, like you name it. It's incredible. And so like I bought myself some, and it's totally like I even have, and I also wanted to share, like, because when those who are familiar with matcha, you need like a special whisk, and I bought this little doohickey here. It's a whisk, right? It's a metal whisk, but when you press down, it whisks the freaking thing for you. Tell me that's like super high tech. And you don't have to worry about batteries. You don't have to worry about like plugging it in somewhere. It's like manual whisking, and you can whisk it, and it creates like this like frothy. So it's like totally freaking cool. All right. So like if you guys are interested in getting some of this tea, which I highly like recommend, I'm gonna leave the the information in the description box so you guys can get some. It comes from Canada. For now, I think, because I think they're trying to build like a company here in the US. But it's like really good. Like their tea combinations too, if you look on their website, it's just like, it's crazy. Like, I knew there was tea, but like the combinations of tea is like endless. Okay, so when you're doing yoga or any type of practice, but mostly yoga because it's more like a spiritual practice, and we're trying to take care of like the mind, body, and spirit. I do feel like tea plays a very important part. At least for me, it did, because I was trying to lose weight, and I did come to a plateau, and that was before I started Kundalini. Then once I did start Kundalini, and I really felt like it really took me out of that plateau. Like, it helped me get to my goal weight, which I'm doing that in the process of now, because I had a kid. I have my little baby there. So I know that this is something that helps me and it works for me. And I really do feel like the tea, like drinking tea during this practice, before and after, it really helps. It contributes to your overall health, and really, I feel like it really does, boost your immune system. So, and also, before we get run, wanted to go over, like, I'm not your stereotypical Kundalini instructor. Okay, I'm never gonna be. Okay, because although I do believe that of course there are rules, you know, for safety, you know, but I also feel like rules tend to keep us very restricted, you know. And for some, you know, rules are great. You know, people need structure and they need to follow like a certain set of rules, but I'm not like that. I like to combine everything together, and I feel like there's so much to do in this world, so many practices, and it's like, why can't we just all just combine them, you know, when they're all to help heal, you know, our mind, body, and soul. Okay, so if you see I am wearing makeup, thank the Leo rising in me. That's how it's gonna be. Okay, I see it as a form of self-expression. I love makeup. I'm never gonna leave it. You know, I feel like, you know, because I do find like when it comes to yoga and being healthy and spiritual, there's just like this, people want to set like a specific way of being. Like you have to be in a certain way to be spiritual, to be enlightened, and it's just like, why haven't it self-accepted? Like if we like makeup, we like to do, why not? Like let us be. We're not harming anyone. It's not harming anyone. It's not harming ourselves. Because even there's like vegan makeup, and it's just like, let us be, right? You know what's not spiritual? Telling people how they should practice and how they should live their life. Do what works for you. If you come with me, you watch my channel and you want to learn from me, I'm always going to inspire you to do your own thing. You know, be safe, of course. Practice discernment, to trust yourself, trust your own mind, body, and spirit, what it tells you. So if you do want to follow a certain type of rule, fantastic, you know, but do what works for you. I'm always going to encourage you to do what is best for you, to trust yourself and follow what you feel is good for you and what makes you happy. Okay, so also I'm going to throw in, that's for many of you who don't know, okay, I'm an intuitive psychic. Obviously I see, you can tell by the name, right? I'm a starseed as well. So I'm going to teach you certain poses, one from the Sacral Chakra, Solar Plexus, and then we're going to have a little fun. I'm going to pull out my chakra reading cards, and I feel like this is great for yoga because, you know, obviously the name says it all, chakra, right? So I'm going to pull a card from it, and then based on what chakra it is, we're going to go over a posture for that specific chakra. Okay, so let us begin. Okay, so for those who are not familiar, I would suggest that you watch part 1 of this series so you can understand, but I'm going to go over it again. So to open the Kriya, you know, to the practice, we usually, well, not usually, we always open up with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, which is I bow to the divine wisdom within me. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you can put your hands together for a little bit. Okay, so we're going to breathe in 3 times, but on the 3rd, we're going to start. Okay, so we're going to take the hands like in prayer pose, you know, like prayer. And you're going to take, and you're going to put it right here in the center of your chest. Okay, you can keep your arms like this, almost like if you were creating some type of triangle. Okay, so, so we breathe in. And remember, when you're breathing in, as I taught you in the first part, is breathing in from your stomach, okay? So you breathe in, extending the stomach, and then Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev want you, and you do that, try to feel, acknowledge what you feel. Okay, you may feel some heat, you may feel like, oh my Lord, I'm already sweating. Okay, so just acknowledge that togetherness, that centeredness, that feeling like you've just aligned, your mind, body, and spirit as one. Okay. Okay. So we're going to do first the Sacral Chakra. This is for like creativity. This is also for sexual injuries. So like, sexual trauma. We tend to hold a lot of our trauma, especially sexual trauma, in the sacral region. Okay. So we're going to do what we call pelvic rotation. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your hands on your knees, right? You're gonna rotate, right, like this, right? But what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep your head, like when you go forward, you lean forward, so you're opening the throat chakra, right? You go this way, right? And when you go back, remember to suck in the navel, right? And you're gonna tilt your chin a little bit down to the collarbone, so not completely like this, like don't hang it down, but you can keep it like if you were just looking down, like slightly, okay, where the collarbone is. And then you're gonna go this way, and then this way, and then you're gonna go this way, right? And the same thing. So you're gonna do that 3 minutes, but you're gonna do it with the breath of Sat Nam, right? So when you're try to do it like in pieces. So you go like, so when you breathe in, you're going like Sat, right? When you go this way, you hold the breath a little, and then you go Nam. So you're basically like breathing in the rotation. Do you get what I'm saying? So it'll be something like, so we start, here we go. So as you're breathing out, when it comes to the back, you're gonna be, because when you pull in when you're exhaling, okay? So that is the proper way of doing it. You have to exhale to bring in the navel, because if you know, when you breathe out, your stomach automatically like deflates itself. You know what I'm saying? So when you do that, you bring in the navel, and like I said in the other video, this helps with ab separation, dissectus recti. So it brings the abs together. So if you are suffering from dissectus recti, this will also help bring the abs together. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, a little bit what it looks like, but usually we do for 3 minutes on each side. Okay, each like direction. Okay, so go. Remember, Kundalini, the spinal cord, is so important. This is where we want to release the fluid, and this is where we expect the Kundalini energy to rise. So a lot of majority of the postures, include the spinal rotation or any type of flexibility within the spine. If you're doing the breathing correctly, upon the exhale, you will feel your abs contract. So that's how you know also that you're doing it correctly, because you should feel, something happening there, right? Because for example, if you do try it without bring it in the navel, feel the difference when you don't, when you're just rotating. Try it without exhaling and bring it in the navel. You don't feel anything. You're just like, you feel it perhaps like in your buttocks, perhaps your hip flexors. You don't feel anything in the center of your stomach. Now, if you do it again, like I was saying, you can feel that something is happening there. And when your eyes close, it actually brings some type of awareness in the center of your body. Right? So on this one, we're going to go back the other way, right? So for those who want to work out your stomach without doing like the crunches, this is a good way, because you're giving yourself the relief and the contraction. Also feel the movement, the way your energy is going into this rotation. And if you feel like you're losing the rotation, just bring yourself back into awareness and just continue. Because it happens when you're doing a consistent movement for long periods of time, it will happen. Where you feel like, where am I going really? So just take that moment, even if you have to go a little bit slower, just to understand what is happening in the rotation so you can get back into doing it properly. Almost there. Okay, so you're going to come up. Just hold the breath a little, like inhale. And release. So you can take a moment there to just feel what's going on, especially in the center of your stomach. Do know that when we're doing practices that go to the Sacral Chakra, we're releasing any types of feeling of anger, guilt, shame, and especially when they're connected to sexual injuries. We want to release that shame, that guilt, that anger, self-blame, so this is a good way to activate that and basically jumpstart it from, releasing those type of energetic, emotional, blocks that we hold, mental blocks, right? So you can also take this moment to drink some tea, okay? which I'm gonna do. So now we're gonna go to the solar plexus, and this is a commitment. I feel like this also has to do with like self-discipline, you know, being committed to what you're doing. And when we're doing solar plexus work, because this is where determination, where will comes in, you know, and when we're doing practices, or when we're trying to lead, you know, go on a certain path or uphold certain values for ourselves, goals, there needs to be some type of commitment, some type of self-discipline, you know. So if you find that you're easy to, like, you know, give up and lose motivation, you definitely, I would recommend the solar, like doing solar plexus work as perhaps one of your fundamental, like, at least for a while, like what you should like start off with, you know what I'm saying? So working that will help build like this determination and the motivation to continue upholding whatever goals you have for yourself, right? And this is also where we hold like fear, you know, fear to move forward, fear of our own capabilities, and where we hold stress. So we're gonna do some, and this is where also where we need to learn how to breathe. But and if you saw part one, you know how breathing is so important, you know. So we had like the core pose as I showed in part one, but there's also another one. This one usually you can stand up, and what you do is that you can take a book or something and you can hold it against your stomach and just breathe, you know, have the book go. You will feel that the book will move slightly, and then you bring in as you exhale, because the proper way is extending the stomach and then breathing out and bringing in the navel. You know, maybe not the same as when you do exercise, you know, like when you're contracting it, but it's supposed to be inhale, extend, out, you know, the stomach deflates, it comes in, okay? That is the proper way. And it's great to always be in the practice of it, because we tend to always breathe from the chest, you know. So when we're getting to the practice of breathing properly, it will happen to, especially as you continue practicing yoga, Kundalini Yoga, it will happen automatically. It will come to a point where your body is going to understand this is the proper way of breathing, and this is how I'm supposed to be breathing, and that's it, you know. So it's good to get into the practice, especially when for stressful situations, breathing is so important because it really does lower, you know, our stress. Okay, so we're gonna do a spinal twist, right? So this is for like being able to release fear. So what we do is you're gonna take your hands, like if your thumb goes behind the shoulders, right? Like this, right? Just move a little bit, like this, right? So you're gonna have your spine straight up, you know, not slouching or anything. You're gonna have your spine erect, straight, head straight. You know, put your arms like this. So what I want you to do is on the left, you're gonna start from the left, right? So we're gonna breathe in sharply, and then you're gonna exhale, going to the right. So it's like, you're gonna see something like, where you're gonna be doing something like, okay? That's what you're gonna do, okay? Usually we also do this for 3 minutes, okay? So you're gonna be doing that back and forth, right? So it's Sat Nam. Remember how I was saying Sat Nam, I am truth? The breath, that word Sat Nam will keep you focused on your breathing, keep you present on what's happening. And you can also use it as like a counter, like when you don't do music, you have like the clock that goes like that, so it's the same thing. So you're using Sat Nam as like a temple thing, you know, where it's just counting, you know, what you're doing. Okay, so that's what you're gonna use the Sat Nam for. So you don't have to say it, you can say it either mentally, or you could just use your breath. So your breath goes, so the inhale could be like Sat, and then the exhale is Nam. Okay, so when you like exhale, you wanna like forcefully, You know, so you're inhaling quickly, like, and then powerfully. You get what I'm saying? So let us begin. So we're gonna go. Keep going. Understand that if you need to quit, that's totally okay. You know, where you just need to stop for a moment. But just make sure that you just keep going so I can be able to talk to you. Okay, and you can just listen. No, just if you need to give it a rest, you can, because I know that your sides must be like, what is going on here? Okay, so if you need to stop, you just take a moment, but you go right back to it. Okay, go right back to it. Okay, doing the inhale on your left, exhale on your right, and see also how like deep you can go as you do the twist. When you go this, you know, see how much you can twist. Understand, as I said before in the other video, that if it hurts, if it's too much, you know, don't go all the way, don't twist all the way. You know, just do where your body is saying, you know what, this is where I can go. Okay. But like I said, always keep trying to go deeper. Always try to keep, you know, perhaps like not stopping. Maybe you can go the extra minute or the extra second. Okay, so it's all about building. See, remember, we're doing the solar plexus, so this is all about commitment. This is about, you know, how can we honor where we want to get to, our goals. Okay. You may even feel it in the chest area, and that's okay. It's because of the arms, you know, because the posture that you're doing, you know, it also, you have your hands here, so you will also feel it in the chest. So if you do, that's totally okay. So don't freak out. You know, this is not causing some type of like heart attack or chest, you know, injury. Okay, it's just the muscle in your chest stretching as well because of the arms that we have. That, you know, the arm posture that we're, you know, holding. Okay. Okay, so we can breathe in and exhale, bring the arms down. So I want you also again like to acknowledge what's happening in your body. How do you feel? You may feel like a boost of energy, you know, just feel it. Tune into yourself, okay? And just feel what's going on in your body. Okay, and this is supposed to help you become more brave, more committed. I mean, able to, you know, install like that motivation and that will to get where you want to get to. Okay, so now we're going to do one. This is specifically to release fear, right? Because it's for the adrenal glands, okay? Because we hold a lot of stress. Like when we're stressed out, that's where it goes. Like, you know, it messes with our adrenal glands. So I'm going to show you one that you're going to do to help with that. So remember to drink your tea. Maybe every time you complete a posture, take a sip. Okay. So the one to release fear is you're gonna put your arms like this, right? And you sit up as far as you can go, you know, because some people can't, you know, and some people, like, even after doing a year or so of yoga, not everyone builds up like flexibility right away, because, you know, it's the body, it depends, you know. So like I said in my other video, do not criticize yourself, okay? Just accept where you are, acknowledge where you are, but with love and compassion, without critiquing yourself, criticizing yourself, like, oh, you're not good enough, I don't have the body structure. Like, please stop. That body image stuff that society likes to push on us, no, okay? As long as you keep at your goal and you keep doing this, like, eventually, I'm telling you, you will lose weight, okay? Especially like if you eat right, drink a lot of water, the breathing exercises, and this, you will eventually lose weight, okay? So let's see. So now, you know, you're gonna sit down, right? And you're gonna take, like, if you have like your thumbs up, okay, both hands, right? So like this, but you're gonna have the fingers here at the palms, right? You're gonna go like this, like if you were thumbs upping somebody, right? So you're gonna go this way and like this. So you're gonna go back and forth, like a rocking chair kind of thing, but you're gonna keep your thumbs like this, okay? So it's like, you're gonna exhale, so inhale, now if you can't keep your legs straight like this, you know, because when you go this way, it may cause, because you will feel like pulling behind your legs. So you can keep it slightly open, because you will get there. But remember, always, every time you do a practice and you do a posture, always try to do what you haven't done before. You know what I'm saying? Because that is how you test your perseverance and just to be able to monitor how far you've come in your yoga journey. Okay, so if for now you can, but always try to, you know, close them a little each time and see how much you can handle. You know, maybe you can handle it this time for only two reps, right? Like two, you know, or maybe perhaps the next time you can do it for 5. You know, but how will we know? We have to try, right? So you again put the hands like this, thumbs up, go. Let it go. And the reason why it's important to exhale on when you go back, because the contraction of the navel gives your spine, the back of your spine, especially the lower back, it gives you support. It releases the pressure that you experience. So you will feel your arms start to like scream, you know, and that's okay. Try, like I said, try to hold on as much as you can. But if you do feel like, you know what, I want to take a quick break, you can just go this, and you can keep with the movement. Maybe not as back as before, but just, you know, to keep the rocking forward, you know, the rocking movement. Keep your arms a break, and then right back. More. So again, acknowledge how you feel, right? Like, how do you feel? I know you're probably sweating already, like kind of feel like that warmth. Okay, so you can bring your legs in. Again, like I said before, you drink your tea, okay, or water, whichever you prefer. Because some people really don't like tea. And for me, like matcha is like better than coffee because the release, like the caffeine release, is very slow, and it gives you this natural alertness, this natural awake. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel like, oh, like jittery. Because for me, coffee, it makes me feel like I have anxiety. You know, like if I was gonna have like an anxiety attack, because I became very sensitive to caffeine. So matcha gives you the caffeine that your body is, you know, craving for. It also gives you a lot of vitamins, and it's just like this natural alertness. You know, when you feel naturally awake and you don't feel like that boom sudden. Okay. So we're gonna do one for stress relief. So what we're gonna do is this one. It's recommended that this one you definitely will have to build up to 11 minutes. But I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. And the breath is just normal. It's the sat now, but it's like a gentle, like let your body naturally find its flow. Okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your left. You're gonna take your right. You're gonna take your right arm, right? And you're gonna put your thumb under your middle finger. Okay. You're gonna hold it up completely, like where your ear is sort of like resting against your arm, right? And then you're gonna have the left. You're gonna have it going like the same way, but like with the thumb under the middle finger, right? And you're gonna have it like if you were like a clock, right? This helps with stress, okay? This one is more like a meditation in the sense of, you know, you're just breathing normally and just focusing more on the breath. Because I know when we meditate, we have like this, like thoughts come in, you know, and Satnam really helps control those like racing thoughts, you know, where, you know, we start thinking about a whole bunch of things, you know. I just want to make sure. Oh, it's in front of me. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I have my book, my own manual. Okay, so I just want to make sure. So instead of like when you do this, the feet is supposed to be like this. So it's like if you were like saluting, you know, you're gonna have your thumb under your middle. You're gonna have it like that. Okay, so I'm sorry, you have to do it like this. Okay, so you're gonna breathe normal, and when we're sitting in like that kind of meditation, you know, sometimes we have like racing thoughts and things can get jumbled, you know. For one, I believe in meditation, when these thoughts do happen, we have to acknowledge them. But you know how we can get racing thoughts, but I feel like we need to take one thought at a time. But since this one is more to be more at peace, we're not doing meditation to understand what's happening right now within us. The Satnam will help you be more present, and it will, because your mind will be concentrating on the word Satnam instead of like thoughts. So if you do, as you're doing it, if you do start thinking stuff, just go like, wait, and then go back, Satnam, you know, breathing like that. So as you're breathing naturally, just say Satnam. You can do that with an inhale, you know, Satnam, like that in your mind, okay? So it's, remember the thumb under the middle finger, like sort of leaning against your ear. And then you're gonna have that one the same way, but you're gonna have it like 60 degrees in front of you. Okay, so you're gonna hold like that. You're gonna close your eyes. I'm just gonna show you, okay? And this is for stress relief. So if you suffer from a lot of stress, or if your day was just very, very stressful, you know, this was a good posture, you know, to do to relieve that stress. And you may feel like it causes you stress because of the tension you may feel in your arms and stuff. but try not to focus too much on that and more on your breath. And, you know, just breathing properly, as we were talking about before, you know, because we want to always breathe properly. So with this, you will want to, you know, build that stamina to 11 minutes, okay? So if you do feel like your arm is faltering, you know, I guess that's why you feel like you go like this, you know, just go right back, you know? And if you feel like your arm is starting to do this, you know, just, it's all about awareness, being aware about what you're doing, you know, and being committed on making sure that you're doing things properly, you know, so you can reap the most effects, you know what I'm saying? It's more so you can get the full benefit of what you're doing, so you're not just doing it for no reason, right? So again, you may feel it in your shoulders and your arms, and that's okay, that's normal. And if you do need to bring it down, but do it quickly, so it's like this, you know, and then you're just like back again. Okay, so we're gonna keep that short. So do know that you should, you know, build your way up to 11. It will take time. You'd be surprised though, you know. And this helps you like overcome any type of weakness, and just being able to persevere. It will build up that, you know, being committed and being disciplined, you know, and just overcoming any type of weakness you may feel, right? So now we're gonna get to the fun part. So I'm gonna take out my chakra cards, and we're gonna see what chakra we should work on, so I can show you. So let's see. So we're gonna choose one. Soul healing. So this looks like the Soul Star. This is the Soul Star, which there's a move I love for this one. The Soul Star one is like super cool. I'm gonna show you a move. So this is the Soul Star one, and this one says soul healing. Okay, so let me show you. I'm gonna show you one that we can, so you can get a look at. There's one is for the aura. I just want to make sure. Okay, so like this intuition. Okay, just give me one moment. So we have the 8th chakra, right? So this one is for the auric field, right? This one I like, but since we're sitting, so this one is being able to expand your electromagnetic frequency. This one you have to do for 11, okay? But I'm gonna show you. Okay, so like you're gonna take your hands, right? But you're gonna do this. You need to take your hands like this, right? Like that, like claws. and you're gonna go like this and then back, this and like that, right? This, right? You're gonna do that. You may feel like you have to start off very slowly because perhaps, especially after the spinal twist and all, or if you know, when you do the stress relief one, you know, you're gonna feel a little sore. This one, usually you do till 9 minutes, okay? So it's basically changing positions, you know what I'm saying? So when you do the claw, you have your left leg over and then back, okay? And you're gonna keep doing that, well, for 9 minutes, right? And you keep doing. So it's gonna be changing and back and forth. So you're definitely gonna feel your arms and your muscles like really working, right? You do the Satnam. And this type of posture will help prevent you from having what we call like the leaky aura, you know, because this expands that, it protects that, it builds it up. Okay, so this we want to build to 9 minutes. Right, make sure that your hands stay clawed. Okay, and so when you're going to release, you're going to like bring and try to feel the energy that you build around yourself. You may feel like this, like if you were surrounded by an energy, you can feel like this, yes, like this whole, like if it was like a dome, okay? If you don't feel it, that's fine, okay? But you should feel some type of like surrounding. And this is where it helps build that kind of intuition when you're like feeling out what's outside of you or what's coming from you, like the energy that's emitting from you, okay? And that's a great way of you know, building that kind of auric shield. It's very important to build that, okay? Because it protects you energetically. It keeps you also in high vibration because it raises your vibration, you know, because you're building, you're doing this and sort of like when you do like Reiki or some type of energy work, you're like building some type of energy from your body. So you're doing this, you know, you're basically just emitting energy, you know, and so you're raising your vibration and you're also creating a protective shield around you, being able to amplify that, okay? So we're gonna close the, you know, the Kriya. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will leave the information for the tea, for the Symbology, in my description box. If you guys are really interested in getting some, I would recommend it. It's like, it has so much, it's incredible. And it's like all natural, like real organic, like the process that they do is really like authentic, you know. So I would recommend you know, just taking a look and see what you guys like, right? So we're gonna close with just Satnam, right? So it's a inhale, Sa. light to all, peace to all, love to all. Satnam. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any interest in anything else, or I mean, I will be covering the heart, throat, the third eye, the crown, and the soul star, even though we had like one look at it. So I will be covering those rest of the chakras in my next videos. So you may want to stay tuned for that. So make sure that when you subscribe, you also don't forget to hit the little bell button so you can be notified when I come out with my new videos. And stay tuned also for my Palladian Starcast, which usually always comes out on Sundays. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys another time.